Bum, 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 bum. Welcome to episode 63, guys. We are finally here at the age of... We're one shy away from being a 64-pack. A 64-pack comes in a variety of things, and crayons are one of them. And we have talked about that before, of what 64 crayon packs do and what it does to your mind. You know, you look at it and psychologically, you walk into class with a 64 pack of crayons and you think you're like Noah on the ark, You think you control all the animals and you control about what colors they do. You're like, hey, green and yellow, if you mix, you make this color, or red and violet, you make this color if I mix you together. And the white crayon, we don't even touch you. The white crayon doesn't get touched, dude. And it just never really has. And, I sometimes would try to just use the white just to kind of, make it feel better. During Halloween season, I'll get like a black piece of paper and make like a ghost, or maybe I'm drawing some teeth on somebody, and then, I'll incorporate it that way. But most of the time, I never really incorporate the white crayon in my life. But yeah, 63. Yeah, we made it, and thank you guys so much for listening. And we're here. We're alive. I just changed the light bulbs in my room, actually. So it's a little more lighter in here. But I want to talk to you guys about a dream I had. It was a crazy dream. Some nights when I don't get the best of sleep, I dream weird shit. And I was in McDonald's, and this was kind of right after the whole Travis Scott, meal phase and all that. It's still kind of going on, but somebody else already has a deal now, and it's not Travis Scott no more. So I'm in this McDonald's, right? And Travis Scott shows up, and I, as anybody would do, is like, yo, can I get a picture or whatever? And he was like, nah, bro. I was like, okay, whatever. He probably gets that all the time. 10 minutes later, I'm eating my meal with my friend. I don't even know who I was with. I think my girlfriend might have been there with me eating, but we never eat in the fast food restaurant, especially with this pandemic. So I think it was either me and her or me and my friend Thomas, and we were sitting there. And then all of a sudden he rolls up in his whatever, his big Tahoe that, celebrities when they're driving in their big old Tahoes and they're in the back seat and they have someone else driving, it's blacked out like Escalade. He rolls down the window and he says, hey, you, I didn't give you a picture, but here's this. And he hands me a McDonald's bag, a big McDonald's bag. I was like, okay. And it was like $500,000 in cash. And I open it and I'm just like, I don't know what he's like. It's already been taxed, bro. It's all yours. And drives away. And I think I heard like a straight up or, like maybe a Travis Scott song playing after. But so, I'm sitting in McDonald's and with this big bag of, everyone just thinks, oh, he's just got a big bag of McDonald's to bring home to his family. No big deal. And I showed whoever I was with, and they were just like, just astonished too. Like, what do we do? And all of a sudden, somebody like rats on me in McDonald's. They're like, yo, Travis Scott just gave that guy a bag of something. What'd you get? And I'm just like, man, he just gave me his leftover Happy Meal, And people they're like, well, if you're not going to show us, we're locking this shit down. And all of a sudden, like, this whole McDonald's goes on lockdown. Like, shut down. Like garage doors and how they, like, go down. Or, like, on Order 66 or whatever the order was on Monsters, Inc., and they, like, close everything down and everyone's in, like, those suits. That's what happened. Whoa, sorry. I dropped the mic there. And maybe it's Travis Scott hearing me and telling my story. Maybe he doesn't want this story to be released. So I'm sitting there and this cop shows up. This douchebag cop, and he starts questioning everybody. And he's like, all right, Travis gave one of you guys something, and we're not fucking leaving until we know what Travis Scott just gave one of you guys. So we're checking everyone's bags. So whoever has it better just show it to us now. And I'm sitting there, and there's about 40, maybe like 50 people in there. There's like a school field trip or something. There's hella people there. And I'm sitting there, and I think it was Thomas who was with me. Because he showed his bag, and they're like, all right, you're free to go. And then I was in there all alone. And, and I don't like, I'm not a person who's just going to rat out, But in the dream, there was like 5 people left. They already showed like 45 people already got their bags checked. And it was coming up to me, and I was just like, I have it. He gave me the bag. And he looked at me. The cop comes up and give me the bag. I was like, okay, here, whatever. And he was like, he just gave you this. I was just like, yeah, he just drove up. He didn't give me a picture, but he just totally just said here. And he was like, well, this is federal stolen money. You're going to fucking prison for a minimum of 10 years. Yeah, you just totally just start grilling me. And I'm like, what? I'm going to prison for accepting money? Well, this is drug money, and you don't deserve this, and blah, blah, blah. And, we're going to take this into customs, and blah, you're going to prison, so you stay right here, and you better call your friend back who was just sitting here and tell them you're going to for 10 years. And I was just a dude, I can't. I remember I called my girlfriend, and I'm like, I guess I'm going to fucking prison for 10 years, and she's like freaking out, like, what? And she got there, and then as soon as she pulled up, like, I woke up. I was just, that dream freaked me out. I mean, I thought I was going to prison. I legit woke up and I was like, damn, I'm in prison right now. But I woke up and obviously I was in my bed, and just whatever. But it freaked me out. It felt real. It felt real because I was like, why the fuck would I be dreaming about McDonald's and then Travis Scott? I really don't even listen to him that much. Maybe it's because I did the Dominick Joseph meal on my podcast. Been seeing a lot of the Travis Scott meals. But it just really kind of got to me. And I just, dreams do that to you sometimes. Sometimes you take a step and you fall and you wake up and you're falling. And then, you eat shit, but you're in bed. That happens a lot. Or maybe you fall backwards and then you feel like you fell in more to your bed. That ain't fun either. But speaking of McDonald's, what was the age that we just, I don't know, what was the age that we pulled up to the drive-thru? Our parents were probably driving or whoever was driving, and they're like, oh, do you want the typical Happy Meal or the Mighty Kids meal, of the chicken nuggets, the 4 or 6 piece, and then you're like, man, let me get the 10. What was that day? Like, did I flunk a test? Did I, what happened? Was I like, did I not get popcorn on Popcorn Friday? And I just said, man, I need a 10-piece today. What was the realization? Because I feel like it was different for everybody. For me, I feel like I just came back and I was just all of a sudden, I was going to McDonald's and I was getting 10 pieces. And then it was 10 pieces and, large fry. And then it was an extra burger with it. When was it puberty? I don't know what it was. But you can't be, you can't just be getting the 4 or 6 pieces, man. You got to get the 10. Get the 10 and you could share it, or maybe you can have some for later, if you're a kid and can't eat it all. So any kids listen to this, make sure you order that 10-piece. The 10-piece nugget, man. It just, you get more for your money, I feel like. And go outside and run after. That's a good thing. Always remember to run. I've been trying to run a little more. I'm trying to get back on the fitness grind a little bit. And the fitness grind's always been, around, but sometimes it's hard to get to the gym, and sometimes it's hard to sit in front of a mic, and that's not even that hard either. And I guess just where we're all at and in our lives, we kind of just sometimes don't want to do the things we usually want to do. And that could be because you're stressed out. And I'm fine now. But I'm not going to lie, this past week I had a stressful day. And sometimes you just got to go through the motions and get through it and know that bad day is not going to define you, and there's better days coming. And if you want to write that as your worst day of the year, then go ahead and do it. Say, hey, fucking October whatever day, or September day or August day was a shitty day. Okay, let's get better from there. Have that shitty day and just have better days. But I've been using this Nike training app. This isn't an ad. They didn't pay me to say this, but there's this Nike running ad, and they tell you to do workouts, and I'm like, okay, I want to start running more. And then I slowly, they have these like 30-minute workouts, like whole body workouts, and I do that, and I go and do like my workout I usually do, which is like a bench press and all the bro things, like you do your curls and you do all your things and whatever. So I did all of those, and then I do those on top of it, and it really helps. So go check out the Nike training app for free. You can go see all these like free workouts, and especially with COVID, they have a whole bunch of stuff that you can just do at home. So go try that out. I bought a case of Mountain Dew. I had to. I love Mountain Dew, man. Mountain Dew on the pop tier list. Oh man. Okay, let's go through. I'm not gonna go through the Coca-Cola. We'll go both. We'll do both. So let's pull this up. Pepsi soda products, and then we're gonna rank them. Okay, so these are the ones that are usually in the, I'm not going to pull up the ones that aren't really, at the restaurants. Okay. What is this? How Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola? No, I don't want to see both. I just want to see one. Okay, let's see here. Pepsi. Okay. Pepsi's a little bit of they're slowly sleepers, but this is what Pepsi has. They have Brisk, they have Sierra Mist, they have Pepsi, obviously, they have Mountain Dew, Mug, and then obviously all the diets, and then they also have Gatorade. Gatorade is also a Pepsi product, so I don't know, and they have Fanta too. Damn, Pepsi's kind of loaded, and they got Schweppes, they got Sprite. Oh nope, that's Coke, and Fanta's Coke. Okay, never mind. They have Pepsi have 7-Up. So who would I choose over? Man, I think I would have to go with Coca-Cola because they have Coca-Cola, which is a banger. Sprite, Fanta, Powerade. I love Powerade. Let's go look at Coke products. Coke has Sprite, Coke, Fanta, Dasani, Powerade, Mellow Yellow. Oh, they got Barks, they got Fresca, they got Pibbs, they got Seagram's Ginger Ale, Dasani. Bro, it's hard for me to pick Pepsi over like Pepsi products. I think I like Pepsi a little bit more than Coke, but I like Coca-Cola in the winter and Pepsi in the summer because a long time ago, Coca-Cola did this ad where they had the polar bears on the cans. I'm pretty sure a lot of you remember that. They had the Santa Claus and they have the little polar bears on the Coca-Cola thing. So I associate Coca-Cola with that time. And that's just the advertising marketing, I guess. And then the Pepsi, I think summer. Like, oh, let me get a Pepsi when we're out, having a barbecue or whatever. Or maybe that's just because I'm always late to the barbecue and there's only Pepsi left, so that's why I think of Pepsi in the summer. Maybe if my ass would get there on time, I'd get a Sprite or an orange. There's usually the bottom things in the cooler are usually the orange sodas, the Minute Maid lemonades, 7-Ups. I feel like are usually last, but the first ones to go are Sprite, Coke every time, at least in my family. And then Gatorades, we sometimes get little Gatorades at our parties, little birthday party, little Gatorades. Those go pretty quick too because I love Gatorade. I don't even need it to work out or anything. I just love it. It's just good. That actually reminds me, I'm going to make casserole tonight, I think. Yeah, I think I will. But I haven't been seeing any movies, man. I haven't been watching any new movies, and that's driving me nuts. I want to go to the movie theaters, man. But I did hear, according to, Regal's, they opened up, and then they closed down again. So Regal movie theaters, let me look this up for you guys so I can. Yeah, they slowly shut down again. Yeah, let's look this up. Yeah, Regal movie chain will close all 536 theaters on Thursday. More than 7,000 movie screens will be dark in the U.S. this weekend as Regal opens up. The closure reflects an increasingly challenging theatrical landscape due to COVID-19. Regal was shutting down its theaters again less than 2 months after it started to reopen them. Actually, in my state where I live in, they didn't even open them. We just said, fuck, we're not even going to try. And, I mean, I get why they didn't. The NFL also had to postpone a game due to COVID. So, yeah, it's a little bit longer. We're going to have to wait until we get some more movie theaters. But the thing is then you could still go get your haircut. Or you could still go to Walmart. And you could still do these things. Like, I go to the gym, and I take the right precautions. They take your temperature. If you're feeling sick, you can't go. You got to wipe down everything. You got to make reservations. But, somebody could easily lie and say they're doing fine. And that's what makes it scary. So, why can't the movie theaters, just say, hey, let's not open that row? Or I guess it is hard to say. It's hard to sit people next to each other. It's hard to even say 2 rows. You can't go sit there because you're sitting there and you're breathing and you're above them, and then it's going to go below them. And, there's really no win unless there's only 10 of you allowed in the movie theater. And fuck, how are they going to make money on that? They're not. They don't make them enough money anyway. They charge you $9 for a medium popcorn. And then they charge you, $9, another $9 for the Sour Patch Kids, Sour Patch Watermelons. Sour Patch Watermelons used to be my favorite. I love Sour Patch Kids. They came out of nowhere. They were definitely a dark horse. Sour Patch Kids, all of a sudden I liked, I liked Dots or whatever, and then I don't know what happened. Sour Patch Kids came along, and all of a sudden I was the biggest Sour Patch Kids fan ever. Sour Patch Watermelons were out there. I didn't like Sour Patch Watermelon or strawberries. But Sour Patch Kids came out of nowhere when we were kids. All we had was the Hershey Kisses and the Nestle bars and the Tootsie Rolls. Oh, we had Starburst too. And then Skittles, and then all of a sudden Sour Patch Kids came. I don't know what happened. I really don't know how they came out of nowhere. And then the watermelons came too. But movie theaters aren't making no money. And I don't want them to leave. And a lot of people say, I've even said it. The movie theaters are the next thing to go. Oh man, because we lost the drive-in theaters, but now it's slowly starting to look like we're getting those back. That looks more safer to do than regular movie theaters. I personally went into a drive-in theater in New York with my girlfriend, and that was fucking dope. You get to just lay down in your car, bring anything you need, and they have a concession if you want to go there. And obviously, it's still expensive in there. You can go get your fucking giant pretzel with your, gallon of cheese. You can go in there and go, get your pretzel if you still want it, or your trough of a drink. But, for the most part, you bring your own stuff, your own blanket, and you lay down and you just relax, and you can actually talk. Oh, what happened? So, that's what makes the drive-in theaters a little bit more relaxing, I think. And there are 2 different dynamics, but I think the drive-in theaters will slowly make a comeback, but it's just hard to put them anywhere now with real estate unless they're making a lot of money. We had one back where I used to live, there was one screen. this drive-in theater I went to had like 8 screens, so you get there and it's like this big plot of land. There's like these huge screens everywhere, and you can go drive in and watch them. You know, like there was Grease showing on this one with another old Grease type movie, and then they had scary movies, and then they had the new movies, and they had like hits from that year, and that's where we went. We went and watched Bohemian Rhapsody, and I don't remember what the other one was. It was like we didn't end up watching it because we were tired. But you paid for 2 movies, and you could stay for 2. Or I just like that idea, and maybe that's what it needs to come back to. Maybe Regal needs to just start doing that. But they won't, because that's their competitor. Oh, man, I've been watching a lot of Joe Rogan and Jocko Willink and, Eddie Bravo and all those guys, and they all swear by jiu-jitsu in boxing and kickboxing, MMA. Even Theo Vaughn, another podcaster I look up to, he's getting into jiu-jitsu and boxing and stuff, and it really makes me want to get into it, but it's really hard to do it now. And I know I'm making an excuse. I should start looking up, buy some gloves and then, take some classes online, but I can't really just go practice on anyone right now. Like there's a dojo where I live or wherever, whatever it's called, and they're closed down due to COVID because you can't, roll in jiu-jitsu with someone if there's COVID. Are you kidding? You're like face to face with that person. So I've been thinking about doing that, and I think it will help me out a little bit. Gives me something to do, and I don't want to overwhelm myself, and that's always the thing too. Never overwhelm yourself, overextend yourself to things that you don't want to do. But I'm really thinking about it, and I would love to see, if anybody else, if they've ever tried jiu-jitsu or MMA or boxing or any other martial art, what your experiences were. I did karate as a kid one time, and I think I've told this story before. I colored my belt to try to be a purple belt so I could play with the nunchucks. And the person who was running it, or my sensei or whatever, he knew I colored my belt, and it didn't even look good. It was obvious. There's blotches, and that didn't work out too well. I had to go back down to white belt, and I got all my my stripes taken from me. And stripes in karate are, you have to get 6 stripes or 5 stripes to move up a belt. And I had my kicking stripe and my showman stripe or something. I think our instructor added an extra stripe because we were younger, so it was like the respect stripe. If you were like good all month or something, you earned your stripe, and I had that one because I showed up every day. And my kicking one, and there was like 3 more I needed to get, but I didn't get them, so I got those 2 taken away. So after that happened, I got disciplined, and I kind of like just bitched out, and I said, I'm done. You're gonna take my stripes. I'm just trying to level up here, and you're making me not do it. I ain't cool with this. And then I never went back. But now as I get older, I just look at it too. It wouldn't hurt to like know how to punch better, and it wouldn't hurt to know how to control a situation if it does get ugly. I'm not looking to fight anybody at all, but in a situation, say I'm out with friends or something, or out with my girlfriend, and some asshole comes up and says something and won't stop heckling and grabs me or her, I want to be ready for the situation if I have to do something. And I want to be the one that controls it and says, okay, they're getting hurt and we're not getting hurt. Because, and most of the time too, you shouldn't even engage ever, because some person could be fucking crazy. Some person can be fucking a lunatic. But as long as you just manage that and make sure you analyze every situation, you'll be fine. But I just want to, I think it will help me out. I think that would be really fun. And very hard. It's gonna be hard. Nothing like college is hard, and life's hard, and video games are fucking hard sometimes. And I've been watching my buddy play Fall Guys That looks like a really fun game. I really want to get Fall Guys. But I haven't. I don't have a PS4 or PC that can game more like game. You know, I have an Xbox, and that's what I game out on. And I'm gonna download another game because I want to play some video games, and that's what I'm up to today. Actually, I'm just playing some video games and living and having a good time, and doing some laundry right now. Got to clean the toilet. That's never fun. But you know, what do you have to do? What are you doing right now? Are you working out? Maybe you work out to this. You know, I tried to work out to a podcast yesterday or today actually, and it's hard because you're doing so many things that require some focus. You know, when you're bringing a barbell down, you know, you got to focus, make sure it doesn't hit your neck, and you got to make sure your form's right. And then also they have, like, for the people who don't have headphones or bring them their headphones, they're playing their radio music like as loud as they can over the speakers. And you know, I can't really focus on a podcast or an audiobook if like all I hear is all I do is party, all I do is party, you know, or Katy Perry or, you know, something in the background. I can't really focus. So I think that's what you know, listening to music really does help me. And sometimes I'll just listen to the music they're playing. Sometimes it's pretty good. But I am missing playing basketball with other people, like 5-on-5. You can't really go play 5-on-5. We actually, last month, we got to play a 4-on-4 game, like, you know, without telling anyone. You know, we just totally played a 4-on-4 game, you know, 8 people. We had masks on, so, I mean, but our town has like you can't hang out with more than 10 people. It's like a fine. So I guess we were fine. I guess I don't even know why I whispered it, but that's okay. So that was fun, but, you know, I can't go to the gym and, you know, we can't play games. Like the gym, you could go play basketball, but you can't go and play against, like, a group of people. And they'll come, like, the fun police will come out and, like, just say, hey, you can't play. Okay, whatever. And sometimes that's just what's going on, you know. So let's go check out the news we got today. I've heard The Onion's pretty funny. America's finest news. Oh, Onion Gamers. Let's see. I think, isn't The Onion like a bad, like it's not even, like it's a joke. I think it's actually like an actual joke. I don't know. Entertainment. We could click on entertainment. Guys, a 1940 song always loses. I don't know. I don't even want to read these. Let's just go to New York Times. Because everybody likes the New York Times. And then we'll go to, how about we do food today? Let's try food out. You know, that's not going to be depressing. Unless they tell us, you know, everything has sugar in it or something like that. It's time for the diners to ask the servers, how are you doing? As indoor dining returns to New York, the danger to restaurant working increases, so we need to protect them. Oh, okay. I like, you know, yeah. I think if you're not nice to the waiter, you're an asshole. And I know that's like our generation's thing is to be more nicer to like the bus driver or whatever. But I'm not saying people back then didn't do it, but I've noticed, you know, with some older people, they tend to be a little bit more rude to waiters and stuff. But yeah, I think you know, saying how are you doing is a good nice thing to say to them, because, you know, maybe they're going through it, and maybe they just, you know, want to hear how you're doing as you're getting, you know, your Grand Slam breakfast. That's something I don't miss. I do not miss Denny's. Dude, I haven't had Denny's in so long, man. Fuck Denny's, bro. As Theo Vaughn once said, man, fuck Denny's, bruh. And I live by that quote. I you know, I don't fuck with Denny's. I don't. Because his joke, if you haven't heard it, you know, it's completely 100% correct. You know? I'm not going to steal his thunder or anything, but, you know, you should go check out his segment when he's talking about he hates Denny's or fuck Denny's, you know. But yeah, that's all I really got for you guys today. About 30 minutes of pure entertainment, pure podcast. Remember, you guys can always call in on the show, 425-320-3641. We're on every platform, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube. YouTube always gets posted later because it's the video, and like I gotta render the video, and that usually takes a long time, and then I add some, add things to it, so that makes it. I don't cut it. I'll cut the beginning because sometimes it takes me 30 seconds to get everything synced up. So yeah, I do cut it there, and I cut the end. But I don't cut anything. So if you guys, are there thinking, oh, he cuts things and it's whatever, I don't, because it just doesn't really do anything. And it's more work. That's another thing. Everybody who says like, oh, Dom, you cut out your cuss words, you cut out all these things. No, I just try to watch my mouth because I don't want to go edit those things out, because that takes forever. I've actually done subtitling for people, some comedians, and that sucks. Say somebody gives me a minute speech, I gotta type every word they say, and sometimes they say some long word that I don't even know what it means, and then I gotta make sure I spell it right, because if I spell it wrong, then the people in the comments are gonna be like, oh, bro, you couldn't even use the right there. Ha, that's funnier than the actual joke. Grammar Nazis, though, bruh, keep it to your fucking self. That's what I got to say. If you're going to correct on what there I'm using, just remember you could press the home screen or swipe up and do something else other than call me out on my grammar. Remember that. I hate that, man. Ugh. Because sometimes I just want to say none, N-U-N instead of N-O-N-E, or yeah with Y-A instead of Y-E-A-H, Or maybe I want to say the ABCs, but I want to put the H after the J, or something. You don't need to correct me. But anyways, this has been episode 63, and thank you guys so much for listening. And I hope you guys have a great day. Remember to call into the show. Stay active. Stay living. Yeah. Much love, guys. Thank you.